Yo, what's up, family? How we doing? It's your boy, Hotep with it. Back at you. Episode 7 of the WithIt Podcast. Now, quick disclaimer. This podcast is not going to be an hour and a half long like the last one. Last one ran long. I mean, it was debate coverage, Had to break that down as best I could with the things that I felt were important. This one, I'm really only hitting two main topics. I'll probably end up on a tangent and ranting about some wild shit. It's just what I do. But before we get into that, how you doing? How are you? How's the family? How's work? How's your mental health? How's your physical health? How's your body? How's the vessel that you occupy? How's your spirit though? Okay? How you doing through the scamdemic? How we doing? You good? I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm getting better every day. Every morning I get to wake up. It's a good day. As long as you get to wake up, it's a good day. Tell yourself that. Because there's folk that don't wake up. So it might be raining. Might be cold. You might stub your toe. Who knows? You might lose your wallet. Shit, it could be way worse. You could have not woke up and been given those problems. You could have not been lucky enough to have a problem. Step back. Let's just do some good vibes real quick. You feel me? Be blessed. High favors. Good energy coming through this one. I love y'all. Again, welcome to episode 7 of the WithIt Podcast. Now, I had to put those good vibes out because we have to talk about something that took place on Monday, the 26th of October, 2020. That's the shooting of a young black male named Walter Wallace in West Philadelphia. Alright, now I'm sure you've already probably read something, seen something. If you saw the video, I hope it didn't tarnish your energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not one to post those videos. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Because I can't, how do I want to say this? So if I repost that, if I retweet it, if I put it on my Instagram, on Facebook, anything like that, that goes on the timeline, right? I'm not in control of who sees it after I send it out. So you may not be somebody that wants to consume that kind of media, to consume that situation. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it has an effect on you. Okay, so I'm not one to put that out there because my doing that could have a negative effect on somebody, and I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, it's the internet. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you would like to see it. I mean, I could understand probably wanting to get better context and trying to fact check and, you know what I mean, just cross-reference, be as well-versed in the situation as possible. I can understand that. So if it's out there, it's out there. If you want to go see it and you want to do some research, by all means. Again, I'm not putting that video out there. I said it on an earlier podcast episode. I still haven't seen the George Floyd video. I don't plan on watching it. I don't need to. You know what I mean? That's not something I need in my life. I know what happened. I know it was wrong. I know a lot of other people have already seen it. I know what's up. I don't need to see that and just get mad. Because I'm going to get mad. I mean, who wouldn't get mad? I mean, regardless of the skin tones and the melanin levels of the individuals involved, you killed a man. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You probably saw it in my face just there. I was about to pop off. We're not doing that. I just want to give you the information regarding the Walter Wallace situation as best I can, so I can help you. Again, just poke that little thing that sit on your shoulders, touch that button in your noggin, to give you perspective and to hopefully make you want to go create your own perspective rather than just absorb what you're getting from me or somebody else or just believing what somebody telling you. That way you have full control of your reality. Because that's what I'm here about. You know what? Perfect tangent. Let's do this. Because I said this on an Instagram live the other day. I see reality as Play-Doh. Okay? Now, everybody gets their own jar of Play-Doh. And this is something my parents are going to understand. Because you know what I'm talking about. You go to Walmart or wherever, they got them little jars of Play-Doh. And each one come with a different color cap. And you just get that one little cylinder of Play-Doh, right? Everybody on this planet gets a cylinder of Play-Doh. Color is irrelevant. You can do with that Play-Doh whatever you choose. You feel me? You want to make a halo, you want to make a bat, you want to make a wheel, you want to make a bat like an animal. Whatever you want to do is your Play-Doh. Look at that as if it's your reality. You get to shape your reality however you see fit. Okay? You get to take your experiences, you get to take the things that you've seen, the conversations that you have, the people that you meet, and you get to use that to shape your reality to however you see fit. And that's what you should be doing. Now, there are people out here that let other people play with their Play-Doh. They don't shape their reality. They let someone else shape their reality for them. Because most people, when you get done with your Play-Doh, you're going to put it back in the cylinder so it doesn't get all stale. Because you leave Play-Doh out too long, it's going to get all crunchy and you got to throw it away. The people that don't have control over their reality, that let other people mold it for them, those people that are molding their Play-Doh don't put the Play-Doh back in the cylinder. They create a reality for them, right? And then they just leave it out and it dries and it gets stagnant. And that person gets stuck in the reality that they have created for them. It's not what they created for themselves. It's what whoever's molding their Play-Doh, whether it be the news, whether it be a podcast, whether it be a family member, a spouse, a friend, a coworker, whoever's having significant enough impact on their reality to where they're molding it for this person, does not put it back in the cylinder, and that leaves that person stagnant in the reality that was created for them. Now, when they receive new information, it's just you take a fresher piece of Play-Doh and you take the shitty Play-Doh and you put them together, and you can kind of need it depending how long it's been left out, but for the most part, you have a shitty reality that's just having something else worked into it. Whereas somebody else will have the reality that they've created for themselves, and every time they get a new experience, they pop their Play-Doh out, they mold it a little different, create whatever they want to create. Oh, this is cool. Put it back in the cylinder. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I said it on Instagram Live and they understood what the fuck I was saying. So I hope that makes sense for y'all listening and those of you that are watching this podcast. Speaking of, how about this? Make sure if you're on the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the little bell, like, share, do all that good shit. If you are listening, no matter where you're listening, whether it be SoundCloud, if you've downloaded this from Buzzsprout, or if you're on Apple Podcasts, give me a like, give me a comment. If you're on Apple Podcasts, how about this? How about you leave a couple stars, whatever you find to be fitting, and write a comment as well. Let's go ahead and let's fuck with this algorithm. You feel me? If you're on YouTube, go ahead and comment after you subscribe. But that's my little good vibes, trying to boost your mental health and make you think about things in a different perspective. That's what that was on the intro to episode 7. Still don't have a name for this one yet, but it normally comes after I've recorded it. I listen. I treat my podcast like most athletes would treat film. You know, like I played football in high school, so we play on Fridays, and then Mondays is film day. So as soon as I get done recording this, I'm gonna watch it. As soon as I get done, and somewhere in there, I'll figure out the name for this. I mean, I have an idea already, but I'm not gonna say it yet because I want it to really be fresh. But again, back to Walter Wallace. October 26, 2020, in West Philadelphia. 27-year-old man. He was a father of 9. He was a son. He was a cousin. You know, he was a friend. He was a young black man, you know, and he fell victim to a very shitty situation. I say young black man only to paint the proper picture for you. He was shot by police officers. Now, before I go any further, this situation in my eyes had nothing to do with race. This situation was literally just a shitty series of events. Alright, because apparently there had been some sort of domestic issue. And the police were called because he was holding a knife. Right? And if you watch the video, you'll see that police arrive and there's his mom that's trying to defuse the situation. But there are numerous people that are standing around, and then there's obviously the person that recorded this. This wasn't a gung-ho type of situation. This wasn't like you see the cops and they're just rushing on him, and they're just like, they're not overly aggressive with this one. If you watch closely, you'll notice that the police continuously tried to create space and get away from Walter. Okay? They told him numerous times, yo, just put the knife down. Put the knife down. Numerous times. His mom's like standing next to him. She's trying to talk to him, diffuse the situation. It just doesn't end that way. Alright. And after, I don't know how long the whole situation took place, but in the video, it's not a long video. It's maybe, I think, like 90 seconds, maybe a little longer. But, you know, they create distance. And then Walter walks between two cars, and he ends up in the middle of the street. And he acts as if he's going to walk towards the officers. And again, after telling him numerous times to put the knife down, after creating space, and he keeps closing that distance, closing the gap on them, he begins to do it for the final time. And they shoot Walter, and he dies. I mean, I'm going to try to say this and be as sensitive, because the loss of life is never something that should be taken lightly. Unless it's a pedophile. Unless it's somebody that touches kids or fucks with kids. Then you should burn them motherfuckers and feed them to a wood chipper. Anyways, with Walter, it was clear that something wasn't right. You know, I'm sure you've all heard of suicide by cop. Our first impression, that's what it looked like to me. You know, because it didn't look like... There was no sort of miscommunication just from the initial watching of the video. It looked like he may have had that intent. And I'm not saying he did. Again, this is just my interpretation of the video. That's all I can give you. It looked like a suicide by cop. And I think the worst part about the entire situation is the fact that he had to be shot like that in front of his mother. Like, that's fucked up. Regardless of what took place before, criminal history, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not one of them dudes that go out here and start, talk about his criminal. I'm not going to do that. There are other channels you can go find out, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm not that dude. No parent should bury their child. That's just what that is. It's not how this cycle of life is supposed to... It's not how it's supposed to go. You know, and that was one of the hardest things about watching that video. To see her watch her son get shot in the middle of the street. That was fucked up. But as, you know, because, like, again, this happened Monday. I could have made this video or made this episode Monday night. I could have done this Tuesday. I waited. Like, technically it's Friday right now, the 30th of October. I waited so I could see what information surfaced. And what I seem to have found out is that Walter had a history of mental issues. Okay? Mental health is a big issue. That's not something to play about. Taking care of yourself physically, maintaining your vessel, as well as taking care of your mental, should be at the top of your list. Above everything. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. You feel me? You have to take care of you so you can take care of the people you need to take care of. The way my dad used to put it, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but the way my dad put it to me is, when you on a plane and the plane is going down and you hit severe turbulence and then masks drop out of the ceiling, what do they tell you to do? They tell you to put your mask on first before you put anybody else's mask on next to you. Because you can't help them if you can't help yourself. Right? So now let's go back to Walter and his mental health issues. There have been numerous reports of him having interaction with police prior. And this one, the information that came out stemmed saying that he had bipolar disorder, and was battling depression, which I can understand that. You're 27 years old. I'm 27 myself. I have 3 children. Okay. Being 27 with 9 children, I can only imagine where this young brother's head was at. He was an aspiring rapper. He probably just needed somebody to talk to. And this is where the conversation gets real. And I guess you could say I'm more so talking to the black community, but this goes for white people, Spanish people, Asian people, just across the board. We don't, as citizens of this country, need to be calling the police to help us with domestic issues. Okay? If there's a gun involved, that's different. But if it's something like this and you can see, like, he obviously wasn't that deep in an episode because he didn't attack his mom. If somebody's really in an episode and they're looking to hurt somebody, they're going to hurt whoever gets close to them. Or they're going to be charging at people, like just running at people. That's not how this video went. If there's a domestic situation, before you call the cops, you have to exhaust every option of diffusing that situation. Again, there were numerous people that you can see in this video just standing around. Had one of them people snuck up behind Walter and just grabbed him, tripped him, pushed him to the ground, kicked the knife away. I mean, good God, if you had just walked up behind him and snuck him, and when I say snuck, for those of you that may be a little older or just don't know what I'm saying, you sneak somebody, you just walk up behind them and you punch him without them knowing, and you knock him out, or at least knock him to the ground. And somebody might think, oh, well, that's fucked up, bro. It's not as bad as him getting shot. That's just what that is. There are different means of going about this that don't have to result in a loss of life. I understand, and I don't blame the officers for doing what they did, because they exhausted every option that they had. And people be like, oh, you could have shot him with a taser. But I was like, bro, you can go on YouTube right now and pull up plenty of videos of people getting tased. And I'm not talking, they don't have to be big dudes. You can be little scrawny motherfuckers. Motherfuckers is drunk, on drugs. It doesn't matter. Tasers don't work on everybody. And you tase them and piss them off, now what? I still gotta shoot them. I get it. Yeah, maybe they could have used the taser. At the same time, it's like, with a knife, bro, you could close the distance and get up on somebody real quick and beat and poke somebody up or slit somebody, slice somebody and shit. I can't say what I would have done in that situation as an officer, because I'm not an officer. I can't say that. I could say that I would have got the fuck away from Walter, or anybody else that tried to come at me with a knife. I would have ran if it was just myself. Now, if it's me and my family, it's a different conversation, and we don't have to talk about that here. But what I'm saying is, I'm not faulting the officers. I'm not looking at this as something political. I'm not going to politicize his death. I'm not going to look at this as something that was racially motivated, because that's not how it seems to me, right? And you already know what happened next. I mean, the shooting, just like the other officer-involved incidents, led to protests. Led to more so riots. I didn't really see no protests. I saw riots. Riots all through Philly. Excuse me. And it doesn't solve anything. I get it. I get it. Especially, I'm not mad. I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad at the people that are rioting. I'm mad at the people that are taking advantage, the agent provocateurs that are just showing up. You know what I mean? I'm mad at them, but the people of the community, the black people that have been fed nothing but trauma porn for God knows how many years now. There's only so many videos you can see of somebody that looks like you or your brother or your son or your cousin or your spouse being shot in what's depicted as a wrongful death without you really controlling the way you consume that. There's only so much you can take before your emotions take over. That's not excusing it, but I just want to give you a different perspective. Again, I'm not condoning it, but I can understand it. Because I don't know any other demographic in this country that is shown people that look like them being killed in the street with the context as if they should not have died from every media source. Before the story comes out, before all the details are known. There's no backstory, there's no nothing. As soon as it happens, it shouldn't have happened. Wrongful death, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yo, why are you putting shit out and you don't even know what's happening? There's only so much a person can take. And in the community, it's been battered. It's literally been spoon-fed trauma porn. Before George Floyd, you had Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. You got this one. I don't believe there was a video for Bull. I believe they were in Texas. He ended up getting shot too. Did you see what I'm saying? There's just so many. Trayvon. I'm not going through all these names. I'm not going to do that. There's no point. But you get what I'm saying. I hope this explanation will make you just, and you have every right to be upset at the looting, because the looting is wrong. But I hope that the explanation can take you back a step to how somebody can get to that point. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not condoning anything. I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm just trying to give you a perspective other than what you already get from the media, other than what you probably see on Twitter or on Instagram or Facebook or other YouTube channels. Because I feel like don't nobody talk about it like this. Let's go back to the foundation. Because the foundation is important. I don't care how nice your house is, how many stories, how wide it is. None of that matters if your foundation is cracked. But nobody can see the foundation. Most people will not see the foundation. It took me a while to sit down after I began my journey to sit back and really look at everything. Because I could go deep, bro. This is generations, our whole history. What we're taught in school is nothing but us getting fucked up. They started slavery, and then we're today. That's what they teach us. So, do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into all that on this episode. I'm saving that for something else I'm building up into. But do you see what I'm saying? You start us at slavery. Boom. Jim Crow. Boom. Civil rights. Boom. Now we're today. Like, I skipped over the crack epidemic. I skipped over mass incarceration. I skipped over a lot of shit. But do you see what I'm saying? So I hope that helps you understand how somebody can go from 0 to 100 after being fed nothing but trauma porn. I hope that makes sense for you. I really do, because that's all I'm trying to do is add a little clarity to the situation. Because it sucks. To read different articles, and the overall census is that around 30 officers were injured during the riots. Around 30 people were arrested, but there were almost 300 calls of businesses being looted. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And when we talk about looting, for myself, I go back to the shorty in Chicago that got on the fucking camera and said that stupid shit. Our looting is reparations. They have insurance. If somebody's got to take some Gucci or some Louis, something to feed their kids, that's their reparations. That's how they feed them. I was like, no, she didn't. But I feel like that's why they put her on TV. That's why they gave her the mic. That's why. Because the media is not going to put anybody of substance from the black community in front of that camera that could say something to really help us. And when I say us, I don't mean like me, like I need help or nothing, but help us as a community, as a whole. They not going to do that. I don't believe they've ever done that. And that goes way back. If they was on TV, they was on TV for a reason. Because the revolution will not be televised. And black people have been trying to have a revolution for the last fucking 60 years. No, go back further, 80. You could keep going back, you feel me? But if they put you on TV, or they put somebody on TV in front of you and tell you this is your out, they there for a reason. And you should be very, very, very critical of the people that you are presented with by the same people that are oppressing you. I hope that just gave you a little perspective about the Walter Wallace situation. I hope that, I gave you a little perspective into how one can go into a situation or mental state of, I'm going to riot, I'm going to protest, I'm going to go loot. Again, this is not me condoning any of that. This is not me making excuses for any of that, because it's wrong. But I need you to understand how someone gets there. This is what happens when you don't mold your own Play-Doh. You feel me? Alright, we're going to leave that alone. I'm going to say this now. Excuse my voice. My little one brought something home from school, and yeah, I've been working on this, drinking my tea. I always take my vitamins and my supplements and things of that nature. I eat my fruits and my veggies, and I drink a ton of water. I'm actually going to hit this, excuse me. But, that's part of the game when you send your kids to school. It just is what it is. It's not the vid. No. Don't go there. So, let's lighten it up. I started light. We got a little heavy. We're going to lighten it up again. And it's that time of the podcast where we talk about our WithIt Warriors. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We're going to stay with it. Stay with it. You with it. I'm with it. We with it. Let's go. You dig? Before we get into the WithIt Warriors, you can find this podcast right here. If you search the WithIt Podcast, oh my gosh, this is weird. The WithIt Podcast right here below. You can search this on Apple Music. You can go into Buzzsprout and search it by the same name. If you go into SoundCloud, as you'll see with the ticker right here, over here, whatever, dude. All my social medias, SoundCloud, it's search up Hotep with it. All the episodes are posted there. All the episodes are posted on Buzzsprout. All the episodes are uploaded to Apple Podcast. All my social medias will be in the ticker below. That's Facebook, Twitter. I'm going to say this now. Twitter is my baby. I love Twitter. Okay, I can feel like it's more organic. It's not as organic as this kind of delivery of the content, but it is on a day-to-day basis where I just got some thoughts and I want to get them out. You'll most likely find me on Twitter. I am on Instagram as well. Instagram, I go live there, here and there. I post videos. I got some funny motherfucking posts on Instagram. You only get a minute to make a video, but just go check it out. You know what I'm saying? comment, do whatever you got to do. But yes, are with the Warriors. Now, let me explain how you, yes, you, right there, either watching or listening to this, can become a With It Warrior. This podcast operates on the value for value system. And I'm going to give shout outs real quick to the two that I adopted this system from. That's Adam Curry of No Agenda, and that's MoFax of MoFax with Adam Curry. Their podcast is phenomenal. Be sure to go check them out. Tell them Hotep WithIt sent you. All right. They're both on Twitter. I know Mo is on Instagram. So the value for value system means that if you watch or listen to this content and you find value in it, you can show your support by taking whatever value you received and transforming that into a number and then sharing it with me. Okay? Now you can share via Cash App or PayPal, and all contributions go directly into creating a better experience. If you go back to my previous videos, you'll notice that the visual has changed. The audio is much better for the videos. I didn't have the pop screen. I didn't have this arm right here for my mic. I didn't have these headphones. I didn't have this chair. I didn't have the webcam. I didn't have these things. And you guys, the previous With It Warriors, I mean, in my eyes, once you're With It Warrior, you always are With It Warrior. You dig? I love you forever. I mean, I love you either way. But y'all help create a better experience for everybody. That's what's up. I love that shit. You know what I mean? We really are family. I gain perspective from y'all when we communicate on other social medias. I can really give you my perspective in the most organic manner possible. And y'all help make it the best that it can be. That's lit. So again, if you find value in the content that I produce and would like to show support, I don't want to call it a donation because I'm not asking you to do this. I'm saying if you would like to contribute, you take the value that you received, transform it into a monetary value, and share via Cash App or PayPal. If you send it over with a note, as you'll see coming up or here, I'm going to shout you out on the podcast, and I'm going to read your note. So there's that. I think I'm thinking about adding my email into the description. That way, you know, if you... We'll talk about that later. I'll talk about it at the end because I want to continue to think about that. But let's go into our two With It Warriors for episode 7. All right. Now we have a Cash App contribution of $50. Big old 50. G-unit. Contribution of $50 from Whiskey Whiskers. I don't know who you are, but I like your name. And the note attached for this one, it was just the thumbs up emoji. I appreciate it, and I'm going to match your thumbs up with the thumbs up. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Stay with it, because you with it. Y'all all with it. But Whiskey Whiskers is with it for this episode. Yeah, dig. Yeah, dig. And our With It Warrior number 2 from episode 7 is Sarah Roberts with the PayPal contribution of $25. Sarah Roberts came through on PayPal with the 25. With the 25. You dig? And her note says, good luck with the exclamation point hyphen swoop with Sarah in parentheses. I'm guessing Swoop is your nickname. I'm going to call you Swoop. And then I'm going to say Sarah after. But Swoop, thank you for the good luck. Thank you for the good vibes. You with it. Y'all all with it. But Swoop with it. You dig? Let's go. Stay with it, baby. Stay with it, Swoop. Yay. And those are With the Warriors for episode 7. So that's how it works. Now what I'm thinking of doing it's providing my email address to where if you would like to leave a long note, or if you have something you'd like me to talk about, or something along those lines, you have an open platform to really get your message or question out there. Excuse me. Don't hold me to that yet. I'm thinking about it. I always do research before I make any moves like that, so we'll see what happens. All right, people. We started. Good vibes. Got a little heavy. I'm not gonna say it's a bad vibe. It wasn't a bad vibe. It was a learning experience. Iron has to sharpen iron. You dig? But we going back up here. And now it's time. We're gonna talk about rappers. Oh boy. But specifically, we're gonna talk about all the rappers that have come out recently in support of my boy, Dr. Donald J. Trump, the Don Dada, 45 Savage, as Mo Facts created. I'm not taking that. I'm giving credit where credit is due. You dig? So, everybody heard, 50 Cent came out, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, and he shitted on Joe Biden because his tax plan saying he not paying 62 and you out your fucking mind. Go with Trump. This led to the whole Chelsea Handler situation where she exposed herself for the racist bitch that she is. And I'm not one to call women out of their names. I don't do that. But she earned that shit. She a bitch. She a racist bitch. Alright. At me if you got a problem. And she told 50, she told Jimmy Fallon, I had to remind 50 Cent that he was a black man and that he cannot vote for Donald Trump. Bitch, what? Why can't he vote for Donald Trump? Because he's racist? And you not? The fuck out of here. But 50's endorsement came after Ice Cube came out and said that he had spoke with Trump about the Platinum Plan and mixing it with his contract with Black America. Now, the difference here is that Ice Cube specifically said that he never endorsed anybody because he sent an offer to the Biden campaign as well as the Trump campaign. And only the Trump campaign really got back to him wanting to talk business. The Biden campaign told him they could talk after the election, which is weird as shit. It's like, don't you want to win the election? Even though they have some tendencies over there that make me think they don't really want to win. But, and that's not talking about this laptop shit. Laptop gate. Not even talking about that. I'm not talking about that right now. But, so Q came out and he made headlines because he met with Trump and everybody called him a Trump supporter and that he was endorsing Trump. And he's been doing the media rounds just basically explaining his point and how he's created the contract with Black America to help Black America. Next is 50 Cent. He comes out again, says this piece about the Biden tax plan and everything like that, leads to the Chelsea Handler situation. That blows up. But what happens, Chelsea Handler says that if he changes his mind, because they used to fuck around, like they used to have a thing, which is fucking gross, but she says that if he changes his mind, maybe she'll spin on it again or whatever. And I'm going to say this, and I want you to understand that 50 Cent is a master level troll. 50 Cent taught 6ix9ine a lot of the shit that he knows with his bitch ass. With 6ix9ine's bitch ass. Make sure I'm clear on that. Comes out and he says something along the lines of, oh, fuck Donald Trump, I never liked him anyway, and all this other shit. Blah, 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 blah. People calling 50 a sellout and he a bitch and he did this and he did that. The motherfucker a troll. 50 know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that many businesses. You don't start the G-Unit clothing line. You don't get vitamin water. You know what I'm saying? You don't create power being an idiot. He know what the fuck he doing. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent been trolling Ja Rule for years. Like, this, let me explain to you. Some of you probably don't know this. 50 Cent is a savage. Ja Rule had a concert. 50 Cent bought all the tickets in the first 3 rows, which was like, I think it was some, my first number that came into my head was 50 seats. The next was 200. Whatever it is, because the tickets was cheap. I mean, it's Ja Rule. Like, just to be real. I mean, he has some bangers, but he not popping. Anyways, first 3 rows. It might even be more rows than that. All I know is that front section in front of the stage, 50 Cent bought all the seats to this motherfucker's concert and left them empty. You heard what I said. 50 Cent bought all the tickets to this man's concert in the front few rows and left them empty. Bro, that's some savagery. That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. That's just what it is. So we got Cube and we got 50. But to talk about Cube and 50, you got to go back. See, this is what I'm talking about, the foundation. You got to talk about the OG rapper supporter of the MAGA plan, Kanye. Now, obviously, Kanye is running for president himself, but he came out and was the first mainstream rapper to support Donald Trump. So you got Kanye, Ice Cube, who again never said he endorsed Trump, but led to 50 Cent. 50 Cent leads to Lil Pump out of nowhere. Lil Pump comes talking about the same thing basically that 50 was saying. I'm not paying all them taxes. Fuck Sleepy Joe. On his Instagram. Funny shit. And then there was a picture of this motherfucker in the full Trump getup. Socks, pants, fucking flag. Like, Lil Pump went all out. Hey, bro. As the Hotep brothers that I have would say, Hotep Jesus and Uncle Hotep, they would say, it's grifting season. And I've seen a lot of motherfuckers come up off this MAGA grift. People that don't even believe in this shit, just they see the people getting a lot of followers and shit like that, and then they just ride that wave and stack that pocket. It's true. It's true. I mean, get your money. You better hope people don't find out. I mean, at this point, if they do, fuck it. So whatever, you already got the money. You know, there's a king grifter out there that I'm not going to mention because there was some shady shit going on with him, and he no longer with us, so. But, so again, Kanye, Ice Cube, 50, Lil Pump, Waka Flocka Flame. And if you listen to hip hop, you remember Waka Flocka came out with Oh Let's Do It, I Let Him Gun Sounds. He was with Gucci coming out of Atlanta, had a lot of music. He's got a mixtape catalog that is fucking extensive, dude. Like, that thing goes for miles. But this is the cool part. DJ Academics, who's just another hip-hop personality, posted a video on his Instagram of former President Obama giving a speech in support of Joe Biden. Somebody had commented under it and said, people out here really think that Trump is a better president than Obama, with the clown emoji at the end of that. And Flocka responded, guess I'm a clown. You put the pieces together. I mean, I know what I interpreted from that. So you put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? And then I looked it up because I was just curious to see what other rappers or black entertainers had come out in support of Donald Trump. And there's another, her name is Asian Doll. I don't know anything about her music or anything like that, but she came out apparently on the 12th of October in support of Donald Trump. And she caught a bunch of shit for it, but then, because I think initially it was in a tweet or an Instagram post, and then she ended up making a video explaining it, and she was like, yo, you know how many niggas I know that are up right now financially? You know how many niggas out here that got the bag under Trump? Niggas that was starving under Obama, that leveled up, they are up right now in terms of their money. Saying that Trump was basically just making it so that there's money everywhere, which he is. You know, that's just truth. So, she ain't lying. So that leaves us with Kanye, 50, Cube, Pump, Waka, Asian Doll. And then today, when I got home from work, boy, I was so boosted. So goddamn boosted. I checked my Twitter, and somebody was like, yo, did you see Lil Wayne endorse Trump? Boy, I tell you, I damn near fell out. I was like, what? Wayne? No way. somebody fucking with me. And then I got on there and I looked. Lo and behold, Lil Tunechi, Lil Weezy, Weezy F Baby, please say the baby. The mixtape Messiah. What? Has endorsed the MAGA man behind his platinum plan. Again, like I said, besides Kanye, all the other people that actually endorsed Trump never really said anything substantial about their reasoning behind it. I mean, Asian Doll did, and she's right with what she said about financially being financially boosted under Trump. I mean, it's true, But Wayne came out and specifically said that I'm just gonna read you the tweet. I wrote it down just so I could quote this. Like I can quote all of his. Wayne is my favorite rapper. I can quote so many songs from this motherfucker. I'm gonna make sure I quote this tweet correctly. So Wayne says, just had a great meeting with Donald J. Trump and POTUS. Besides what he's done for so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. Yo, that's lit. That's lit. Why are people, of course, just like they called everybody else, oh, you coon, you sell out, Uncle Tom, sell out, coon, Uncle Tom, sell out, coon, Uncle Tom, sell out, coon, oh. How are you mad at this man for going to talk to the person in power to help your black ass? Because what are you doing? Besides trying to put the same motherfucker that created the 94 crime bill, that same person that made crack cocaine a much heavier sentence than pure cocaine, the same woman that signed or swore in as district attorney as an Indian woman that's plain black because it's beneficial to her. You're supporting these people, you're voting to put them in power, and you're mad at Wayne and these other people, especially Wayne and Cube, for going to the person in power to help your black ass. Y'all niggas piss me off, bro. It's just plain and simple. I ain't going into it right now. Y'all niggas piss me off, bro. It's just, it is asinine. It's stupid. I feel like I live in fucking bizarro world. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And again, I will play the game with you. People still, to this day, are hitting me, well, Trump's racist. Okay, I'll play this game. If I have to put them on a scale, if you want to trap your mind and your reality that's been given to you and molded, because somebody's obviously molding your fucking Play-Doh and left it out so it could get stagnant and stale. If you're going to hit me with the Trump is racist, then Biden is racist too. Now that we have that on the table, let's bring out the Libra scale. Let's engage in the comparison. Biden is way more racist than Trump. End of discussion. End of discussion. Oh, well, Trump fucked the country up. You're telling me that in 3.5, almost 4 years, Trump fucked the country up, even though Joe Biden has been in politics for almost half a century and spent 8 of those years actually in the White House. That's your argument. You need to stop letting people touch your Play-Doh. I'm trying to give you new Play-Doh. Fresh Play-Doh that you can sit back, do your own research, and mold your Play-Doh as you see fit. I'm trying to help you. But you calling me a coon. I'm let your stale-ass Play-Doh stay the fuck over there. Can't sit at my table. That's how I get. I've been doing this for a while. I've been called coon by white people and black people, Spanish people, all kinds of shit. I'm pretty much over that shit. You can say what you say, and politely present you with factual information that you can go research, and your overall response in that moment lets me know whether or not I'm going to stand within an arm's distance of you. Because if you're not molding your own Play-Doh, I don't need to be the fuck around you. I have to finish with this. They're dragging Lil Wayne right now because of his previous comments on racism. You can find this this interview where he tells this story. Lil Wayne shot himself in the heart, or let's say the chest, when he was a child. Okay? He was home by himself. He shot himself in the chest. He tells the story that when the police officers arrived, that all of the officers ran in and jumped over his body to go search his house in New Orleans looking for guns and drugs. Officer Bob, white dude, came in, yelled at everybody that jumped over his body, picked him up, put him in the back of a squad car, and told another officer to drive him to the hospital. And then stayed with him to make sure he was okay. So Lil Wayne's perspective on racism is that he said it didn't exist. He said that he doesn't have to experience it. I mean, Wayne is rich. And I've said this before. There are people that are insecure, that are fucked up in the head, and that have not molded their own Play-Doh, that are racist. There is systemic racism within the legal system. There are things that were put in place and that they say they got rid of, but only switched around and changed the terms of, that negatively, in fact, affect black people. That's just what it is. But it's classism. You either rich or you poor. They fucked up the whole middle class. So you either rich or you're poor. Wayne's rich and he had that situation. I understand what he's saying. But people are giving him shit for that. Like, yo, why you mad? Because this nigga got a different perspective. Listen to him. You might learn something. Use it to mold your Play-Doh. But no. Coon this, coon that. And then Wayne's take on Black Lives Matter. This is from a Nightline interview. She asks him, what are your thoughts on BLM? She says, what are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter? He goes, what do you mean? She says, there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter. He said that, that sounds weird. Why would you put a name on that? You can't put a name on that. If somebody got shot for a fucked up reason by the police. He's right. Now, if you really go in there and do some research on why Black Lives Matter was created and what it really symbolizes, and deeper into their Marxist occult foundation, you would really like his explanation there, because I fucking love it. He with it. Wayne been with it. Wayne has never been beneath the mob. And for that, Wayne will forever be my favorite rapper. But I'm going to end this one right here with a little something different. And I'm going to say this. Tunchi told me to do it for y'all on episode 7. Tunchi told me to do it, baby. You did. You did. And with that, we are out. That is the episode. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed episode 7. Again, if you want to become a With It warrior and get your note read aloud during the podcast, go ahead and find value, whatever value you found in my content. Transform that into a monetary number. Share that via Cash App or PayPal. The links will be in the description below. And you get on the podcast. You help contribute to creating a better experience for everybody. For yourself, your fellow family members, myself. Better for everybody. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you like, share, and subscribe. Again, hit that little bell notification. If you are listening, subscribe to the podcast, give it a like, leave a comment, download it if you're using Buzzsprout. I love y'all. I hope you enjoy this episode. If you're listening early morning, have a good day. If you're listening late at night, have a good evening. Either way, I love y'all. Stay with it, because I'm with it. You with it. We with it. We getting everybody with it, baby. Let's go. Stay with it, family. I love y'all. Peace, peace.